Fire Up training. Before we get started, just a few important notes. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our website. This is where you can find recordings of past Fire Up trainings, product information, and other helpful resources anytime, day or night. Since today's session is being recorded, please go ahead and turn off your cameras and keep your mics muted during the presentation. We'll have a Q&A at the end, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat as we go or hang on to them until that time. Don't forget to put your Fire Up trainings on your calendar for every Wednesday morning through March and attend as much as possible for a chance to win a Pit Boss pellet grill. So now let's go ahead and we'll get to the reason why you're here with us this morning. We are excited to have our NewFields Ag Business Development Manager, Jason Jordal, and SLS FFA Chapter Advisor, Kelsey Jordal, with us today. They are going to talk about the NewFields Ag FFA fundraiser program. So future ag sales leaders in the making. So Jason, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, thank you. I think a pellet grill would be a much different size grill than a pellet grill. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, as she said, Jason Jordal, the business development manager for the northern half of Illinois and Wisconsin, and just want to share something that we've been working very hard on here at NewFields, something we're very excited about, something that Michael and Brian have had in their minds for many years. And just wanted to share what we've got going, a program where we are going to partner with FFA programs all over the country and let them know, let them sell our product, develop some skills, and learn sales, agronomics, you just develop a litany of skills and allow us to give back to a group that means so much to all of us and does so much to develop young agricultural leaders. So the goal of the program, of course, it's a fundraiser for the FFAs. It's a great opportunity. Develop those customer skills, sales, agronomy, planning, management, and allow us to also, over and above the commissions they receive for the fundraiser, we are creating an incentive for every chapter over and above. So what we will provide in this is training on the product, product information sheets to assist. The order forms have been designed that can be personalized for each individual FFA.
And a question here, Jason. Just wanted to make sure we, if you are advancing any slides, we just see the Welcome to the Dust fundraiser slide. Just so you know.
Okay. Well, let's go at this a different way then. All right. No, I was so.
Okay, here I got your back.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So again, what we're providing is training. The information, like I said, the order forms have been designed and are customizable for each individual FFA location. The BDMs local to these FFAs will be available for technical and sales questions as they go. Our contact information will be on the order forms, so that technical information, they don't have to go back to their local FFAs and ask those kids. They can actually come directly to the NewFields Ag team and be able to give a little more definite answers and more detail. And then potential additional educations, trainings, and other partnership opportunities. Most of these FFAs either do a test plot or have greenhouses, and we're able to partner with them on these and give them additional products to trial and do hands-on learning with as they trial what they're growing with different biological additives to see performance advantages. What we expect from the FFAs is sales by the participating members. They'll collect the money. They will return fully completed order forms. They will designate a person that will be our point of contact and a safe space to receive and store product before delivery to customers, and they're responsible for delivery. And of course, the FFA advisors are responsible for oversight of the program. So here's kind of the details of the program. They are selling dust at our normal retail. Some details on exactly what each one covers, commissions, and we will also, over and above the amount we're donating for the award for each incentive, we will be donating $3 or 3% of the sales to every state FFA foundation. Here's just a quick view of kind of what we've designed for them. They do sign a partnership agreement with NewFields Ag. This is that dust order form that I had discussed, Jamie. And then kind of here's the other sides of those things. A sell sheet, and then this is where the opportunity to add, personalize and add information for the local BDM, so the customer can know exactly who to contact with their questions. And then so just another look at some things, and that's basically what we've got as far as documents that we're doing and things like that. Jamie, if you want to go ahead and stop. At this point, I'd like to bring in Michael Musselman, one of the owners. He and I had lots of conversations around this dust program before I ever came to work here. And one of the reasons I came was hearing his passion, on something as simple as a fundraiser to give back to a group that has given so much to agriculture. So Michael, thanks for joining us. Can you please kind of share where the birth and origination of this idea with you and Brian kind of came from, that we've finally been able to put into practice?
Sure. Thanks, Jason. So, we believe in the future of farming with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. And this is deeds that we're putting into action, right? And so for years, we had thought about an FFA program. Our product kind of meets that qualification for an introductory product that we could train people up on to go out and have a fairly easy opportunity that's not overly complicated to get out and give a message. So, from the past, what we've learned is being FFA officers or participating in FFA, this leadership opportunity for incentivizing young people to take their own personal skills to the next level is important to us. In agriculture, we just really need more good people working with us. And as there's less people on the farm, there's less people out there thinking about agriculture as far as working in this area. And so it's one of those things where we can have an opportunity with our skills, right? Daniel and Jamie and our BDMs and so forth can kind of be here by the owl, giving help and guidance to the teachers and the students as we go forward on this. And with a product like dust that's cleaner and safer and greener, these students, these FFA members, can get a real world experience in going out and speaking with a farmer and approaching the farmer, whether it's their own parents, grandparents, uncle, brother, or someone down the road on the farm. And one of the things I like about the fundraising programs with FFA is It gets you up out of your seat and makes you go out and talk to people. And I remember delivering the boxes of fruit with my brothers and my dad sitting in the truck, going around to neighbors up and down the road, and having that connection, that rural social connection. And that's all important to us as we build relationships with people. So, we think this is going to be a major success. There's already chapters signing up for it. And I think there's an estimated 9,000 chapters in the country, and we'd like to work with hundreds of them or more. So we look forward to a successful time, and we're ready to get it done. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. And you mentioned Daniel, and I'd like to bring in Daniel Shire, who we've become acquainted with through our partnership with the NTPA. And Daniel kind of got informed of this program. And Daniel is a former national FFA officer. And Daniel, can you kind of explain what excited you about this program and made you want to get involved?
Well, Jason, thank you for the introduction and the opportunity to speak to this group today. When you say former national officer, I appreciate that, but I think I was a national officer before some of the attendees here were born, so it's been quite a while. So I want to talk about a few things on why this excites me. Number one, any kind of fundraising program for any organization brings money into that organization and brings in opportunities. Now, this organization, the National FFA organization, is the greatest organization there is. I'm a former state officer, national officer, and a former agriculture teacher. And these kind of experiences I used to love. Seeing our students learn sales skills, communication skills, being able to learn that when you shake somebody's hand, you're looking at them in the eye. When you are communicating with them, when you are figuring out their needs and how you can satisfy that with this program. So I wanted to talk about four things today. The first is that chapter experience, that student experience that they get because of this program. I think equally as important, and for those of you that have joined today for this video message that are not employed by NewFields Ag, but are in a community that has agriculture education programs, that has FFA chapters, wow, listen to this, what I'm going to share. That is the ongoing support that NewFields Ag wants to give these FFA chapters. So we used to have many different sales campaigns in the schools that I worked with all organizations. The sales campaign happened and it was done. The money was sent, the money was received, and it was over. NewFields Ag is different. The relationship will continue. So let's talk as an agriculture teacher. NewFields Ag wants to give support in the classroom, more educational materials, more opportunities for him or her to be successful, to also include being guest speakers. Our business development managers and our other team members would love to be able to either come in face-to-face or do Zoom presentations for these students. But on top of that, to be able to help these students in their career development events. Think about the Ag Sales Contest. Think about the Job Interview Contest. We have experts at NewFields Ag that will be able to work with these students as an outside mentor or a reference. There's also the agriculture science or ag science programs that we have. And the National FFA is doing so much with these ag science student of the years and the ag science programs. NewFields Ag can be a part of that. There are actually chapters in America that have taken some of NewFields Ag's products and made it a part of an ag science project, and that is phenomenal. The third part, in what Jason was sharing before on the one slide, he talked about the $30 going to the FFA chapter, $5 going to a chapter incentive, 3% going to the FFA Foundation. And by the way, these states are picking the actual way that the money will be used. As an example, Indiana FFA is going to use that for their state leadership center. South Dakota FFA is going to take the money and give it to the state FFA officer program. Phenomenal opportunity. But the other part that's very exciting is NewFields Ag is going to award first, second, and third place teams in every state. They're going to get an award, an honor for being the top 3 chapters. And now by doing that, we have helped the FFA members with their state FFA degree and American FFA degree applications, because now this is a statewide campaign that they are now participating in, and that will add, whether it's a half a point or a point, to those degree applications. I think another part, and the final part I want to talk about, are references. By working with NewFields Ag, these students who are working with us and getting to know the BDMs, getting to know the people that work with NewFields Ag, those people now become mentors and references for the future. I mean, so many of our team would love to be able to help these students with their resume, to help them prep for interviews, to help them, whether it's an internship with us or an internship with other organizations. We are there to help those students to become a reference that could potentially be career long. What I'm trying to say with all of this as a former national FFA officer, here is a company that cares about FFA students and FFA chapters on the finance side with a fundraising activity. But if you noticed, about 80% of what I shared today was over and above the money being made by the FFA chapter. This partnership is something that is going to build leaders for the future of agriculture. And that is what excites me about this program as a former national FFA officer. For those of you that are watching who are not employed by NewFields Ag and are here because you're stakeholders, because you're supporters, because you're customers, I would encourage you to call your local school, to call your local agriculture teacher and let them know, wow, you got to work with NewFields Ag. We're excited about the opportunity. And Jason, thank you for the time to be able to share from my heart today.
Daniel, I didn't think I'd find anybody with more passion for this program than Michael, but I think in a very short time you have developed that. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate your insight and the wonderful things you're bringing to us with your connections and your experience. So thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Jason.
Now I'd like to bring in someone who has also been in this kind of from the ground floor. The first program to sign up was the Salmonak Leland Sandwich Organization here in Illinois. And I am lucky enough to have someone I may have a connection to, one of their advisors, Miss Kelsey Jordal, with us. So Kelsey, as a young FFA teacher and advisor, part of a 3-teacher program, outside of maybe a father having a little leverage, can you kind of explain when this was this program was brought to you and what it was explained, what about it excited you and made you want to get involved?
So like you said, we are a 3-teacher program. So for me and my teammates, actually it was super big, the idea of kind of connecting back to those basic agricultural roots. FFA is growing and it's changing in so many ways, which is super cool. I love it. But there's days I feel like we kind of walk away from our traditions and where we came from, and especially with fundraisers. So this is a way to kind of tie back, I think, to that and really get kids back connecting to farmers, because I feel as though kind of as I went through high school, finished my degree up, and I've started teaching, I have a lot of kids that aren't traditional ag backgrounds. So this kind of allows them to tie back into that, really get to see and experience things in those ways and kind of reopen those doors. As we talk about fundraisers and they've kind of said stuff about selling fruit and things like that, we sell a lot of things kind of not traditional. So I think this is super interesting in a way just to get kids back involved, making those connections with local farmers. And it's not just us as teachers pulling teeth. They're being like, here's the phone number, go talk to them. They're really going out and reaching out to other people.
Yeah, thank you for that. I think when we had our conversations, you and I, and then all 3 of us, both your other advisors, I heard some things that really opened my eyes on where this program can go. You mentioned so many of your FFA kids not being traditional farm kids. And, as rural populations thin out, that there's more and more of that, but yet you've got an FFA program with over 100 kids in it, and the rural populations are declining. I think, so many of your fundraisers, like we talked about, are kind of ag adjacent. I mean, fruit and cheese, yes, it's ag, it is, but it doesn't tie much to the local community. And the fact that we could bring something to you guys, and you guys love the idea of being able to bring it to what's actually going on in the fields around the towns where these guys live, and allowing them to get out and learn more about what's going on in their local communities. I think that really hit home with me, that, well, we really are providing a lot more than just a fundraising opportunity. And I know we've talked about some other things on where this can go, and, in the future, adding products like our BAC disinfectant or our Big Shot insecticide, and allowing uses for, like we've done at other places at the county fair, and things like that. I know one of your guys' big projects every year is a pumpkin plot, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you some products and have them being able to do different trials and see how these different biologicals help the performance of and growth patterns of the pumpkins, and help continue that education. Would you like to talk a little more about kind of where you see some other opportunities and where we can go with this?
So some of the big ones I've kind of brought up before was the ideas of agri-science is really big and growing. And so luckily, I know with my program, I have availability of space to kind of maybe take a chunk of that giant pumpkin plot we have. We have some land lab area. So I think this is a great place to start kids that you want to build projects with. They can do agri-science projects, maybe testing and comparing different NewFields products to other products, things along that line, allowing them really to get their hands in deep. I have some students this year. We've started to kind of blossom with our agri-science projects. I had 2 national finalists this past year, actually at national convention. One placed second and one placed ninth for their division. So that was really cool. And so I know I have those kids that are like super excited. So my younger ones are all like, wait, they got to go to national convention because of this as like a freshman. And so I have middle schoolers already climbing at me, asking what they could do for projects. So this is easy ways that if they don't have the opportunities at home to have an area to test, do stuff, we could maybe give them a section in areas at the school. Another great one is my student that actually is kind of helping me co-run this. She is not from a traditional farm background, anything like that, but she was looking for other ways to get more hours. We're trying to get her to get her state degree this year. And so this was the idea of, we had some backing hours here for her to be able to use in a book and a project in that sense. Just with that being said too, my thought is there's other ways and different connections working with this business. If maybe how this goes, if there's internships in the future where students can kind of help work alongside people, and then you have some placement opportunities there for SAEs. So I think it's awesome, and opportunities for agri-science, working on their record books, things like that. And just as a chapter, I think, especially for us, we are a 3-school chapter. So we pull from 3 different communities. He kind of said that. So we actually, us 3 teachers, there's 2 of us that teach at different schools, and then we end our day kind of back at, we kind of keep it as our home base. So it's a good way that our kids are going out in all the communities, and it's not just, we have seen kind of some in the past that we kind of stick to that home community. As me and my co-teacher got hired on, that's one of the big things. We're pushing to try to really reach out into these other communities and get those to grow in our support. So I think this is just a perfect way to help us do that as well.
Well, Kels, I love your passion. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And I'm looking so forward to seeing, this grow, and see, Destiny, who is your person spearheading this, how this helps her develop some skills, her management and things like that. And thank you for your time. Please thank your other advisors. I love just how excited everybody is about this. And I will see you guys Thursday for some more training. So thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So Jamie, if you want to go ahead and open it up for any questions, for myself, Michael,
Yeah.
Kelsey, Daniel. I hope everybody got excited about this, sees the opportunities maybe in their home communities, and please tell the story of what we have going on. I think it's exciting and great. And there's not a lot of people out there trying to give back like this. So please hit us with any questions you got.
Awesome. Well, a big thank you, Jason, for this, and Kelsey and Daniel and Michael Musselman for being able to present with us today. We're now going to move into our Q&A section for the next 10-15 minutes. We will discontinue the recording at this time and encourage you to take this time to ask the experts your questions. So we will answer the questions in the chat as they come through during the training, or as they came through during the training. And if you held on to any questions, please raise your hand or unmute yourself to ask your question. If you think of a question at a later time, please reach out to your local NewFields Ag reseller or business development manager, or contact our office. All contact information can be found on newfieldsag.com. If you're jumping off right now, we hope you have a blessed day and thank you for joining us. And just remember, please, that you can also find these recordings on our website under our past fire up trainings. Thank you so very much.